grasp the biblical sense when they haven't gotten the natural sense of it. So that's why I would say that.
I would be okay with like after I finish.
Yeah, that's what I
like
said.
after
Yeah.
I'm like finished.
Yeah, afterwards, after we talked about it and got it out, okay, then I can give you the bit like, and then I can say, look, if you see in the scripture too, look at this, you can see that, it can back it up. That's how I believe it goes. But when you come out and just say, something happened to me today, well, in John, it's not going to work. I'm being honest, it's just going to turn them off. I'm not saying that in the Bible. I'm not saying you shouldn't use the Bible. I'm really saying, but in all actuality, if you want them to hear that Bible, they have to hear you first. That's my opinion. Again, this is my opinion because I went through that.
Right. I think I found from my own life being on both sides of that, being on the receiving end of that, and then being one who does that a lot. I think with any friendship, like outside of spirituality, we know naturally, you know which friends to go to with what. There are certain things that I would go through that I would tell certain friends and certain things. Like we know that certain friends are specialized in different areas, and I think even as far as like certain friends will straight go in, or certain family members will straight just go for scripture. But guarantee you, as you go through life, you're going to definitely find times where you want somebody to pray with you, who you know the word. Mm-hmm. There are going to be times where you want to know what God is saying on the matter. So in those times, go to that person. And then when you have a situation where you just want to be comforted or you just want a hug, go to people who have hugs for you. Because it's the organic flow. And the expectations is for a person to be as organic as you want to be. Like I used to be like I know I have some friends that are very pastoral in nature. So they're very comfortable. When people come to me crying, my natural, I just be like, not gonna have compassion. That's just not my emotional palate. It's just not like that. So I'm just like, well, listen. And I just repeat the last thing I know God said to the person on last thing. Because it's like, well, listen to what you have. Now, why do I do that? That's really the way God deals with me and the way I like to be dealt with. I really don't like hugs and stuff like that. If I'm coming to you crying, you better tell me what the worst is the quickest way to get me back together. If somebody says the worst, I'll come right back like, you right. God, that's just how I am. And so I think, like, in that, I'm very organic to who I am, even when dealing with people. I know certain people, like, I have specific friends, who I know are very emotional. So when they're going through stuff, I listen to them. And as I'm growing in that, I try not to say anything back, because I know what I say back is going to be not what they want to hear. Even when I don't quote scriptures, I don't give the Bible, it ain't going to be what you want to hear. Because, I can go, like, into, like, me and Natasha are friends. Now, we can really go into conversation that's really things that nobody wants to hear at the table. And we start talking about eternity and all of that, people be like, come on with that. But then, it's like, but if I know a person saying something they need to vent to me, like, like Branson was saying, then I guess with that, you just, like, okay, well, but I think it makes it easier when a person comes to you with the expectations of you being who you are. Because it's really uncomfortable for me if you come to me for comfort, and I'm like, yikes, that's not really my forte. You want prayer? You want that, because that's what I really have for it, and I'm okay with that. I don't want to be in my friends' like business and stuff like that. I don't need to know every little thing. If you had this, you need a little hugsy, go to hugsy, and then when it's time that you want to really talk about something, when they have some stratagem and some guidance, then I could, like, personally, this in this group, if I had an issue and I needed guidance, I'm going to come to Larry, because Larry has this prophetic gift, and that's what he's going to give me more than anything. If I had needed a hug, I'm not going to go to Larry. I am going to be like, Brittany is with him. Like, you just know who to go to. You just know who will cry with you. If I want somebody to cry with me, I'll tell Emily and Brittany. Emily might laugh at first, but she will cry with me. Brittany, like, I know who to go to. If I want to hear some word, I'll be like, Larry, Christopher, look, y'all, this is what happened. If I want somebody to help me in the streets, I will call Tiffany. I know, I say it jokingly, but really, I think as that really helps the dynamics of you accepting others for who they are and allowing them to be organic, so that it doesn't become like the same way we don't want to be. It's a law versus grace. We don't want to be people who are compassionate versus people who are not, people who are hugging versus people who are not, scriptures versus that. It's all things have their part. So if mama the type of person that she gonna give you scripture, if you come to mama when you want scripture, come to mama when you want what mama got, come to daddy when you got what daddy got. And I really think that God has really given us a full body of people and a group. And if y'all looking for somebody to get a hug or something in this church, Pastor Stephanie, Brittany, you have people like that. Pastor William, who will sit and listen to y'all and have like total patience for all that. And then if you want like somebody who will do deliverance on you, call Stacy. If you have somebody who will go into prophetic warfare with you or give you stratagem, give you guidance, we have Larry. You have all these people, and if you want to hear the word, you got Heather right there, know the whole Bible in her back pocket, or a good portion of it. Heather is full of word. So you want to be like, well, what the word say about this, Heather? Because I'm sick of it. And Heather be like, what if the word say you gonna go sit down somewhere because the word said this, that, and the third. And she ain't gonna be smiling all that. She gonna be like, what the word say, boy? And you be like, okay. And you know, and in that you really accept everybody for who they are. That's all I had to say. It was very short, wasn't it?